said that for a player like you, represent what you represent for this organization, the respect is very important. What's next for you regarding that respect?
No, I mean, first and foremost, so thankful and so fortunate to have spent as much time as I have here. The fans right from day one. It's been truly a privilege to play in front of them. It's an opportunity that not a lot of players get in this league. I've got it to do it for 14 years now, and it's not lost on me. How special it was to call the Bell Center home. The very first time I stepped foot in this organization, management, coaches, the teammates I've had along the years. I can't. There's been ups and downs, but I don't have a single regret. So it's pretty clear. I'll be kind of moving on here, but incredibly. Sorry. Jeez. No, I'm just very fortunate.
It's going through your mind.
Just give me a second. No, I had a thought about my mom. I was just thinking about how the teammates supported me through that, and oh God, sorry. I still get emotional talking about her, but that's just something that always will stick with me. Just give me a second here, guys.
That's okay, of course.
Here we go. Sorry, guys.
Thank you. That's okay.
It's still, it's still hard to think about, talk about sometimes. But the way, I went through some pretty tough times, and the way the guys, kind of came behind me and rallied behind me last year. Really, honestly, it's one of the proudest moments I've had. She was so proud to see me be a Montreal Canadien, and it was, and that's just part of it. The teammates I've had throughout the years, the incredible love for the city is something that I'll always have with me, and I'm very fortunate to have.
Brendan, what would you like to say to Canadians fans?
Oh, just thank you. Honestly, they've just embraced what I am as a player. They've they appreciated me. I just tried to give them everything I had every single night, and they really embraced me and supported me along the way. So it's just like I said, an experience that I'm very happy I got to go through.
Do you still want to play, Brendan?
No, of course I'm going to keep playing. There's more in the tank, obviously. I would have loved for it to be here. It's just one of those situations where, I guess my time has come, and they've moved on. And for me as a player, I'm looking forward to to kind of getting back to what I do.
How was it difficult for Brendan as a veteran, also as a proud member of this team for so long, to have to sit out the couple last rounds here?
Yeah, of course. No, that's hard. I felt like I could have helped. Unfortunately, just didn't get that opportunity. I thought the guys, they battled and they did everything they possibly could. I just felt like, hadn't given the opportunity, I could have helped them out.
Brendan, you're under contract for one more year. You spent your entire career, from even before you were drafted, proving people wrong. There's a lot of people who think, okay, you got one more year left. How much more do you think is in your tank?
I can keep playing. Honestly, the way I feel, I I just know it's not done. You know, you never know how many years, but I just have I have plenty more to give. I just feel like you know, around here, you know, the opportunity is just not going to be there. So for me, I just need to find a new home and you know, do what I do as a player. But I can certainly keep playing. There's tons more to give, and yeah, I'm looking forward to that as well.
Brendan, we saw you down by the bench at the end of the last game with your hoodie on and that. And how important was it for you to be there?
Yeah, I mean, I obviously kind of knew the season was ending, and that was going to be it for me here. And I just kind of wanted to take a second to, you know, look back and, you know, for myself, you know, kind of be proud of what I did here, and you know, look around. Obviously, would have loved to have been on the ice with the guys, but you just try to feel that with them, and yeah, be sure to thank them along the way. Unbelievable. This is a really good group, you guys. It's a group that really cares about each other. Obviously, you know, they've been together for a long time. They're going to keep working at it, and I wish them nothing but the best. And you know, you go through as much as we have, you're going to be bonded for life, and I'm certainly very proud to watch them.
As you said, you could have helped. There are probably a lot of people in this scrum who thought that when the team was down 3-1, that was the time for a change. How surprised were you, if at all, that you didn't dress for that fifth game?
Yeah, I mean, I thought I'd be in there. You know, I was actually looking forward to the opportunity to try to pull guys into the fight. You know, I thought that's something that I'll never lose, and something I do well. You know, I'm sure I would have been able to. It's just, you know, wasn't given the opportunity, and that's fine. It's I've had to accept this fate here for a little while, and you know, like I said, looking forward to a new challenge. But the bond you have with these guys is never going anywhere, and you know, I am proud of the effort that they put forward.
When did you realize at the time your time was done here? What was thinking?
I mean, you kind of tell. There were glimpses. You know, it's obviously near the end of the year when you're getting pulled out of the lineup, and then you know, when there were big opportunities, you know, it just seemed they looked other ways. So, you know, obviously that's coach's decision. That's within his job title, and for me as a player, you know, when your number's called to be ready, if it's not called, you know, it's probably time to move on.
Did Marty or Kent or anybody?
Brendan Kent just said that
Sorry.
he's going to treat you with the respect that you've obviously earned and deserve. So, is it fair to assume that this is your decision, that you would like to move on and get an opportunity?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it goes both ways. It is obviously my decision, but you're kind of forced into it. You know, I would love to stay here and love to be a part of this group, but for me, I mean, you have to give yourself an opportunity as a player to, you know, to contribute, and you know, just the situation where it is now, you could, you know, it's not going to change, right? So you know, you just kind of accept it for what it is, and you know, you deal with it. I've been around here long enough. I've seen it happen to other players, and guys go on and you know, finish their careers elsewhere. But for me, like I said, Montreal is always, you know, it's going to be home, and you know, I don't want it to be lost on anyone how fortunate I feel to have the opportunity to play here as long as I have.
Did
How
Marty
would
or
you feel
Kent
about
or
the
anybody?
opportunity to go home, Brendan?
Sorry?
How would you feel about the opportunity to go home?
Oh yeah, I mean, that's obviously. You know, that's an opportunity that's there. If if it is, I haven't had an opportunity really with my agent to sit down, and you know, I'm sure there'll be a couple places you sit down with my wife and figure out what's best for our family, and then you go forward. But certainly, you know, Vancouver would be a great place.
Is there anyone in that stretch you can rely on when it comes to maybe former teammates, or just, you know, you mentioned that some players have been through that?
Yeah, I mean, I live with Josh Georges, and if you remember, kind of similar with Georgie.
Yeah.
I saw him go through it, and it's hard because you're, you know, I remember how he felt. It's similar to how I'm feeling. You know, it's not your choice, but it's in the end, it's what you have to do for yourself as a player, and you know, I just got to pick what's best for me now and take care of myself. But you know, it's part of the business of it, and as a player, you deal with it.
Did Marty or Kent talk to you before Game 5 and explain why they didn't put you in?
Yeah, I had phone calls with Kent. I had some meetings with Marty. I think, not specifically, but it's yeah, it's just, you know, it's their decision. I don't know if there's really any justification for it. It's just one of those things where decisions were made. And, unfortunately, we all have to deal with the consequences.
Brendan, there are many memories, I suppose, throughout your career, but is there one that stands out well?
Yeah, well, I tried to talk about it earlier, and then I started crying, so I'll try not to. Honestly, when what I went through last year, it was just a world of emotions, and I don't know how I would have been able to play hockey without this group. So it's just something that I'm always going to look back on and remember fondly. I mean, on the ice, there's certain moments, but that's just something where I can't describe how much that just meant to me as a person.
Thanks, Brendan.
Thanks. Thank you.